Lots to talk to with our panel tonight. Sky News host Caroline De Russo and Gemma Tognini from GT Communications. We're going to have a bunch of protests, you two, next week, right around the country. Pro-Palestinian protesters, they're saying they want to disrupt cities across the nation and get themselves involved in pinch points. Some of our economic hubs are going to be brought to a standstill. You've got to start thinking about Sydney Harbour Bridge, Gemma, maybe, the Melbourne port. It's just incredible what they think they might do. It's not going to be much fun for anybody. Do you think there's any sympathy within the Australian community for these protests?
No, because they're not actually about Palestine. These are the great unwashed, Steve. They are the intellectually vacuous. They're looking for a home. They've got no purpose. Obviously nothing better to do than to disrupt people like you and me who are going around, going to work, paying our taxes. And they're not doing this for any other reason that they hate the country that they live in. They hate Israel. They're not pro anything. They're just lost people looking for something to do during the day.
Caroline, I don't think you've seen as much of it in Perth, but I can tell you when it happens in places like Sydney and Melbourne. I mean, we had some lunatics from Extinction Rebellion up on the Westgate Bridge a couple of weeks back. A poor woman had to give birth to a child in the car on the side of the road because the traffic jam lasted forever. We've had people chaining themselves to cars and blocking tunnels. Any sympathy for them in Perth?
No, there's not a lot of sympathy in Perth, and while we have seen a few pro-Palestine rallies, they've generally been pretty well contained and they haven't got out of control like they have in other parts of the country. And the point that Gemma made is absolutely correct. You know, they're talking about trying to impact capitalism. Well, that has got absolutely nothing to do with being pro-Palestine. And yes, you may have a right to protest. You do not have a right to interrupt the rest of us going about our daily lives.